My wife divorced me, took everything, and turned our kids against me. Years later, her lover destroyed her life, and now she wants me back. The kids want to reconnect too, but I told them to stay away. Hello, Reddit. Opie here. I got married young, early 20s. Sarah and I had what looked like the kind of love everyone dreams about. Or at least, I believe we did. We built a life together, raised 2 kids, Emma and Liam, and made a modest but happy home. I worked long hours as a contractor, making sure my family had everything they needed while Sarah managed a house and kids. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Sarah began dressing up more, going out late with her friends, and guarded her phone like it was made of gold. I thought I was imagining things until I saw the messages. Explicit, intimate, unmistakable. She was having an affair. When I confronted her, she didn't even deny it. Instead, she turned it around on me. "You're never here," she said coldly. "You're always working." And just like that, I became the villain. A week later, she filed for divorce. The courts weren't exactly on my side. She got the house, full custody of Emma and Liam, and an absurd amount of alimony. I was left with a 1-bedroom apartment, a few weekends a month with the kids, and a mountain of heartache. Worse yet, she poisoned them against me. By the time the ink dried on the divorce papers, my own children saw me as the bad guy. For a while I tried. I showed up to every visit, bought them gifts, stayed patient, and never spoke a bad word about their mom. But it didn't matter. The damage was already done. Every visit turned into an interrogation. Mom says you didn't fight for us. Mom says you were selfish. Mom says you don't really love us. There's no pain like hearing your own kids say they hate you. Eventually, I stopped trying. Maybe that was wrong, but I couldn't keep opening old wounds. Meanwhile, Sarah's life looked perfect. She flaunted her new boyfriend, Mark, all over social media. The same man she cheated with. They took fancy vacations, bought a new car, and lived in the house I had worked so hard to pay off. It was like watching someone else enjoy the life I built. But karma has excellent timing. 2 years after divorce, I started hearing rumors. Turns out, Mark wasn't the big-shot businessman Sarah thought he was. He was a fraud. A trail of scams, debt, and broken promises followed him everywhere. When his fake empire finally crumbled, Sarah was left with nothing. He drained her accounts, racked up debt in her name, and disappeared. She lost everything. The house, the car, the glamorous facade. Then came the call. "Hi, it's me," she said softly. Her voice sounded small, almost fragile. "I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but I need your help." It took everything in me not to laugh. After everything she did, now she wanted my help? She pleaded for another chance. "I was selfish and stupid," she said. "You were a good husband. I see that now. I threw away everything that mattered." And then came the part that hit hardest. She said Emma and Liam wanted to reconnect. "They miss you," she said. "They realize now I was wrong to turn them against you. But here's the truth. I'm not that man anymore. I spent years rebuilding myself, learning peace, learning to let go. I finally found the calm I never had with her. So I told her, I'm glad you've had your realization, but it doesn't erase what happened. You made your choices, and I've made mine. I've moved on. You should too." Her voice cracked. "You don't mean that they're your kids." Maybe that makes me cruel, but I stood firm. "I'll always love them," I said, "but I'm not reopening that door. They're adults now. They can live their lives. And as for you, Sarah, good luck." Hanging up that phone was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh. But then I remember the years of betrayal, the nights I spent alone, and the man I had to become to survive it. I did what was right for me. Life's too short to hand out second chances to people who destroyed your first one. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: don't chase what's already gone. Sometimes the best thing you can do is let it go.